for our topic, periodization from a foundational point of view, what does it mean to you and why is it important for athlete development?
Periodization is a macro management organizational strategy to get us to some established goal, be it the Olympic Games, be it the grand final, or a long-term athlete development pathway. And that pathway is going to inform the programming decisions that I make or plan. And those programming strategies are infinitely flexible based on the monitoring that we're going to do.
Does it start with the standards at the top level, setting those standards, and then that will start to have a ripple effect in development pathways? Or is it more a reflection on the development programs, getting clear on a process to prepare the future generation?
If you read the classic Russian literature, the best coaches in Russia were the junior and youth coaches, not the elite coaches. Because if that foundation isn't set right, the athletes won't be successful in the long run.
If parents perhaps listening into the podcast that have youth athletes that they want the best for them, from the research of what you've seen, in what does this typical week look like?
One of the reasons we see injury in youth sports is not because of the sport per se. It's not having the physical capacities to play the sport. You've got to do training to get ready for sport. In the old days, this wasn't a big issue because we were a more physically active society. Now it's like, here's an iPad, watch this movie or play this game. And so I think that's the first part about it, is that we've just got to embed physical activity into our life again. But I would also argue that children model parental behavior. So my dad's a Marine, so he works out all the time. What am I going to do? I'm going to work out all the time because I want to be with dad. And so those behaviors are patterned, and I think that's really important.
What about role in technology and data? Like, where do you see it going in sports science, in a high performance environment or at a research level?
I think we're over monitoring, to be honest. And so for me, I think the technology may be taking away the coaching acumen of understanding athletes. I see a lot of young strength coaches who basically look through an iPhone and think that's coaching. My best monitoring tool are my eyes and my ears. And if I know my athletes well, and I learned this from my wife, I will know their patterns and their behaviors. And if I listen to them, they're going to tell me what I need to know. The problem that I fear is that we've become so dependent on technology that the young coaches aren't exposed to decision-making paradigms. Ever watch like really older coaches that have been around that don't really use technology and who seem to always make the right decision without information? They just know what to do. They just look out there. I think we've disconnected from that ability.
From a practical sense, I guess, for the strength coaches, like, you feel like it's a good tool for rate of force development, but using it as a replacement of a rep max test is probably not reliable enough.
Not reliable. You overpredict or underpredict. I think it's great for motivation. So let's say we have a power day. We want the team to compete. Throw that sucker on there and let's see who can do it.
Yeah.
Do I think it has some utility in season? Potentially. Because remember, velocity is going to be one of the early things to go when we're at fatigue, right?
Yes.
So if I guardrail it, I want to do 80 to 85% today, use the velocity meter in there to adjust in the range, potentially. Mm-hmm. I think that's probably where it will have some utility. If you read the classic Russian literature and German literature, they basically say not to use velocity for programming. I actually had a quote from a German paper that said that from the 70s.